You're watching the station that's working for you. Now, WMAR 2 News at 6.
Thanks for joining us tonight, and we're starting with breaking news just in. Royal Caribbean suspending all cruise operations for 30 days starting at midnight. So that would be pausing the fleet's U.S. sailings for a period of 30 days. This as the president has declared a national emergency.
And of course, we just learned about the cruise ship. The port of Baltimore was closed yesterday because the governor called that one. And also, just hours ago, the president is now laying out a strategy to slow the coronavirus down. Listen.
The action I am taking will open up access to up to $50 billion of very important and a large amount of money for states and territories and localities in our shared fight against this disease.
Now, as Speaker Nancy Pelosi works on a deal with the White House, she announced that the House will be voting on an aid package today. It includes paid sick leave, food assistance, and free COVID-19 testing to both those insured and uninsured. Meanwhile, the partial travel ban for people traveling to this country from Europe goes into effect tonight at midnight, 6 hours away now, further restricting movement to and from the United States.
And meanwhile, there are 7 new cases of the coronavirus right here in our state, bringing the total now up to 19. There are 3 new cases in Prince George's County, 1 each in Charles, Anne Arundel, and Baltimore and Carroll County. Here's a look at all the cases right now in our state. There are 7 cases in Prince George's County. The most recent case is a man in his 50s who has a connection to the county's 6th patient, a woman in her 30s. That man is currently hospitalized out of state, where he tested positive. There are 6 cases in Montgomery County, 2 more cases in Baltimore County, and 1 case each in Hartford, Charles, and Anne Arundel and Carroll County. Carroll County officials just announced that case just hours ago. It is the county's first case. A man in his 40s tested positive. He had mild symptoms and is currently recovering at home.
We're working with the state to do traceback to make sure that we can identify any potential contacts that the individual would have had, and we'll let the public know if there were people who were potentially exposed.
Carroll County will operate under a local state of emergency that will last throughout the state's state of emergency. And as more Marylanders suspect that they may have the COVID-19, efforts are underway to keep those who may have the virus from spreading so it doesn't spread to hospitals and doctors' offices.
It's a great idea. WMAR 2 News' Jeff Hager shows us about a mobile operation in Hartford County designed to offer that buffer. The coronavirus is far-reaching us and also the businesses that we go to, and one business is really feeling the effect. It's the business of our state. Lawmakers are now speeding things up in an effort to end the session early if possible. Passing a balanced budget is the only mandated item for lawmakers, and Senate Majority Leader J.B. Jennings lists some of the main items left. But you know what? Here's a question for you. What was the last time? Well, here it is on the screen, right? The last time the session did not go its full 90 days. Civil War days. Back in 1861. How about that? Governor Hogan just released a statement calling on lawmakers to take 3 actions no later than next Tuesday. They include, you can see it right here, get the budget approved, confirming Colonel Woodrow Jones as Superintendent of State Police, and passing emergency legislation to address the impact of the coronavirus, the pandemic going on in our state. And then we're up on spring break now. It's looking a little different for a lot of Baltimore City parents and students than years past. The coronavirus has them preparing for time away from the classroom.
School administrators are making the push for remote learning. WMAR 2 News' Dave Detling has more on how schools are working to address studies from a remote basis.
Now, with schools closing next week for 2 weeks, several public school systems are going to be handing out free meals to students. Several systems have already released the areas where students can pick up free meals. And also, there are a lot of parents out there that are forming these grassroots, and they're going into lunchrooms and they're cooking, and the parents and the moms and the dads, and they're making sure that the students in their local school districts are being taken care of. All the information's waiting for you right now on WMAR2news.com/coronavirus.
You know, Americans who have tested positive now for the virus find themselves in a global spotlight. Amanda Brandis introduces us to one California man who's been quarantined now for weeks. Can you imagine that?
No. Gee.
All right, we're keeping you posted on everything happening here in Maryland and around the world right there on our website at WMAR2news.com/coronavirus.
Thankfully, the weather hasn't been that big of a story in the form of severe weather. We have seen the temperatures changing a lot. We got into the 70s this afternoon. I'll time it out for you in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks a lot, Patrick. Baltimore City has twice the national average of pediatric asthma patients.
All right, coming up, how a phone app is helping children with asthma, plus
A look at some of the common mistakes people make during tax season and what you can do to make sure your refund does not get delayed. You're watching WMAR 2 News, the station that's working for you. Childhood asthma is a huge problem in Baltimore. The city actually has twice the national average of kids with asthma. Baltimore's hospitalization rate is the highest in Maryland and one of the highest in the nation.
Well, now LifeBridge Health, in a Baltimore nonprofit health system, is teaming up with Amoca, a company that is hoping to help with the asthma problem here. WMAR 2 News' Aaron McPherson met a doctor and a patient to see if this is helping.
Now from WMAR 2 News, Maryland's most accurate forecast.
Comfortable numbers for the evening if you're getting out and about, making some of those grocery store runs for maybe a barbecue or some families coming over for the weekend. I'm still going to have some showers in the forecast.
You're right. It doesn't matter because we have nothing to do. It's like, I can care less if it rains, if it's
Netflix,
80.
here I come.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Expecting a refund from the IRS so you can pay your toilet bill? Well, listen, make sure you don't rush filing your tax return and make any costly and potentially time-consuming efforts. There are some of the common mistakes people make during tax season, and a lot of them have to do with the basics, like making sure your name and address are correct. All right, if you made a change to your name or you moved, double check to see that the new information is reflected in your returns. Also, double check your bank account and routing numbers. Make sure you're getting your refund via direct deposit, and make sure you're reporting all the income you earned that is subject to tax. So if you have to so-called 1099 income, make sure it's all being reported. Next, check your math. Math errors are among the most common mistakes. And don't forget to sign. Any unsigned tax return is considered invalid, and making even the smallest mistake on your tax return could result in a delay of many months, maybe even a year for your return to be processed, and for you to get that refund check. Empty shelves, frustrated shoppers, the rush to stock up for potential quarantines and isolation causing a lot of drama in our stores and parking lots, and how you can help bring calm to the chaos. New tonight at 11 o'clock.
You can buy this.
What's that?
It's next year.
Oh, Beyonce's teaming up with Adidas once again, huh?
Adidas CEO Casper Rorsted said the company will be releasing more of the superstar's Ivy Park sports apparel line. Beyonce's gear sold out right away after its surprise release online. The Grammy Award-winning singer signed a contract with Adidas last year, joining the ranks of Pharrell and Kanye West. The company plans to target more female customers, with Rorsted calling Beyonce, quote, probably the most influential female entertainer in the world today. You can expect to see the new Ivy Park line later in the year. But it's cute.
Just let it keep going.
Dancing?
Don't, yeah.
You can watch Beyonce.
That's fine.
But you
That's-
can't go anywhere
Can't
else.
get anywhere else. There you go. That's all for us. You can always get the latest news online at WMAR2news.com.
And World News with David Muir is coming up next. We'll be back tonight at 11 o'clock. Have a good one. Stay safe.